On the Mediterranean, Sophia Bucho, an activist with the Samud Flotilla, calls Trump's proposal an insult, warning it's a deal that excludes the very people it claims to liberate.
Trump's so-called peace plan is an insult to human intelligence and dignity and a blatant mockery of international law, as the UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese has clearly stated.
Juan Bordera, a Spanish lawmaker on board, went further, calling Israel a regime that should face trial in The Hague.
Israel has violated international law in its entirety and holds no legitimacy in any peace process. The only viable outcome for this genocidal regime is to be prosecuted by International Court of Justice and International Criminal Court.
Yet in Washington, the tone was very different. Netanyahu stood by Trump's side, praising a plan he says meets Israel's war aims.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
Hostage for prisoner exchanges and transitional government overseen by a so-called Board of Peace chaired by Trump himself.
If accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours. So the hostages are coming back, and it means the immediate end to the war itself, not just Gaza. It's the war itself. Under the plan, Arab and Muslim countries have committed, and in writing in many cases, but I actually would take their word for it, the people I mentioned, I'd take their word for it, to demilitarize Gaza, and that's quickly.
But analysts such as Wits University's John Stremlau argue the missing piece is the most crucial one, and that is Palestinians themselves.
But the international community is determined to recognize the Palestinians' right to self-determination and have a homeland in Greater Israel or next door to Greater Israel. But the hardliners in the current government of Israel are opposed to a two-state solution, and first among them is Bibi Netanyahu, who has always been opposed to it. So from a U.S. domestic or diplomacy perspective, if you can figure out what Donald Trump is saying really about a solution, he just wants a solution. But he's been opposed to a two-state solution, and maybe he'll yield on that. But I just don't know. He's so unreliable, and this conversation with Bibi Netanyahu, it's like Trump's conversations with Vladimir Putin.
And while European leaders from French President Emmanuel Macron to UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer praised Trump's bold leadership, Stremlau warns that their support masks a harsher reality.
The international community has endorsed the plan, and Qatar and Egypt and Jordan in the region, but not Iran. But the Europeans have endorsed it as well, and but yet Netanyahu will, quote, finish the job.
Trump has given Hamas just 3 to 4 days to accept. Supporters call it the best chance for peace in years. Critics say without Palestinians, it's no peace at all, with factions having already branded the deal a recipe to blow up the region, and humanitarian groups saying it risks becoming another top-down plan imposed without consent. That being said, however, the countdown has already begun. I'm Botlhale Phele, SABC.